Again, welcome to Business to Business. Once a month, we discuss Veterans Affairs, and I have Mr. Gagne, Veterans Advocate for us. Good afternoon, young man. You're a young man. We've crossed the age of 60, so we still seem young. We have seen the snow, and I guess they say the snow, that fire in the chimney looks like a lot of us have fire in the head. So, good afternoon. What's going on in veterans with the veterans?
Well, the thing is that I can say 70 is the new young, So I'm right in there with everybody else. But anyway, just want to provide some information to our veteran comrades out there. You may or may not know it, but some of you are still in service as far as up to 2002. The reason I'm saying that is because there is a program which involves the Social Security system. And with the Social Security system, anyone who has been on active duties between 1957 and say 2001, they have credits that can be applied toward their Social Security check. So that is something that needs to be checked into. Now, after 2001, the program no longer exists, but you have to, I would say, go to your Social Security office and find out about what's going on, because even myself, it's kind of difficult to keep up with everything. But the thing is, though, is that up until 2001, anybody serving up to that time has opportunity to get extra credits for Social Security, which could be added to their check. Just for instance, that about for every $300 per quarter, I think there's $100 can be applied towards your Social Security, which can go up to about $1,200. So that's something that I'm sure a lot of people are not aware of, especially those who went into the military like in the 90s, and they're making it a career. But just remember, you need to touch base with Social Security, that when you do retire, you need to touch base with them and tell them that you are in service during that time up until 2001. After 2001, the program no longer exists. So that is something that needs to be looked at for veterans. And I would say contact the Social Security system anyway, and whatever question that you have that you think is important that would help you out as far as your compensation for Social Security. Check into it. And as far as I'm concerned, I applied. Of course, mine was back in '66 and so forth, so automatically was in. But for anyone that's coming in now, they have to go back and check. So
I think at one time I did apply too. I think a couple of years ago when it first came out, they gave a little. It wasn't that much, but it's something. $1 in my pocket is better than $1 in the treasury.
Yes, it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question or comment, you can reach us at 337-534-0036. 337-534-0036. Greg, give us your contact information. I know you have a website, you have a program that you do. Just kind of refresh our memories.
Yeah, well, as far as for contacting, you can contact me by my telephone number, which is my cell, which is 337-315-3259. And or you can go to my website, which is email, which is greg@veteranscorner.vet. That's veterans with an S, corner.vet, not net, vet. And of course, you can go to the website itself, which is veteranscorner.vet. But as far as contacting me, I'm not going to say any time during the day, but 24 hours 7, that's not going to work. But anytime you want to get me, just give me a call within reasonable time, 7, 8 o'clock in the night. I don't mind talking. So, but it is something that we need to check into for those who are might be looking to retire pretty soon from the military, those up until 2002.
So again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question or comment, please give us a call at 337-534-0036. You don't necessarily have to be a veteran to call it, but you may have a family member who is a veteran, and it might be some information, just like, Mr. Gagne is passing it on to you, you could pass it on to someone else. Again, the number is 337-534-0036. You're listening to the Superstation, KIEE, FM 88.3, St. Martinville, and KOCZ 92.9, Opelousas. So please give us a call. We'll be I won't be, but he'll be glad to address your questions. There was something. I mean, I don't know what it was. I heard something this morning. There was some changes. Something I don't know. What I do in the morning, I get up, put my computer on, and I see Donald Trump. All these escapades, everything that Trump has done in the last 24 hours. And there was something, and I can't remember what it is because I didn't get a chance to go back and do the research, that there was something that veterans, I forgot how the caption was, but it was something that made me of interest to veterans. Now I know that new facility we have, I pass there just about every day, and the parking lot is full.
Yes, it is, and I'm glad it is full. We needed that extra space because they offer a lot of new services, which they never did before. It allows the veterans, it allows them to receive some of the services here in the Lafayette area, which is local, rather than going to Alexandria or even Houston for that matter.
Now, it's a clinic, not a hospital.
It's a clinic.
Because I keep thinking it's a hospital, but it's a clinic.
It is a clinic. But just to touch base back with the Social Security thing is that with Social Security, it's not uncommon that a veteran can receive their veteran like retirement check, and you can also receive your Social Security check. So that's something you need to check into. And the thing is that some veterans are not aware of that, but they need to check in with the Social Security system because you can do both. Of course, there are rules, but once you've been in the military, you're still paying into the system, so you can go back and claim two of them.
Yeah, see, until you mentioned that some weeks ago or some months ago, I was not aware of it, and I did a little research, and I know of individuals who are receiving both. I think that even includes the railroad retirement, because railroad retirement and Social Security goes hand in hand.
Yeah.
If you're a retired railroad employee and a vet, you might be able to, or even if you're given some type of disability, because the railroad offers disability just like Social Security does.
Well, the thing is, the difference between Social Security and veterans' disability, and one of the major differences is that you don't need, with the veteran disability, is that you don't need to be totally disabled in order to be eligible for VA compensation. So that in itself is pretty good. But with Social Security, though, does not compensate disability claimants. Okay, so based on a partial loss of employment, or you are totally disabled, okay? But I think working with the VA as well as with Social Security, I'm sure you can get the best information possible where you can receive a fair compensation from both. But I think you can go from, I got to think about it, you can go from veteran to Social Security to veterans for compensation, but you can't do it backwards, I think.
That's the way, yeah.
They got different ways of doing things,
Now, tell us a little bit. I know in the past you've told us about your website. What kind of information? Because I know we may have some new listeners this afternoon that may want to log on to your website. What kind of information you normally post on your website?
Well, basically, just to start off with, we do have some courses from the University of Colorado that would help with employment. We have a job section. We also have a course section for business courses, okay, that you can get involved in. And we also have a home mortgage section, and that had just recently come on board. And as of this Monday coming on Tuesday, we should have listings of actual homes that are already pre-qualified for veterans, okay, pre-qualified homes, okay, for VA already. So which means you can go to the website, but what I found out, though, is that there are over 300 properties here that are already pre-qualified for veterans' homes, So that's something that needs to check into. So they got them out here. And the other thing, of course, we're still doing with certification for businesses who wish to do business with the government, okay, and local government as well. And, of course, the main program that we have is our television program, which tries to help veterans with employment as well as their family as well, and also to provide news and information. And But the main thing with the TV side is that you have information from agencies, like with the Secretary of State, he's on there, as well as the USDA. They're on there with about 5, 6 different interviews.
Tell us a little bit. Tell us a story about the USDA and what meat and whatnot.
Well, the thing is that when I interviewed Mr. Clarence Hawkins, he's the director for the state for USDA, and the first thing he said was that, Greg, the only thing that people know USDA by is the stamp on the meat, nothing else. Mm-hmm. So that kind of cracked me up when I wasn't expecting that. But there are about 5 different other departments in there that covers a lot of information, a lot of programs which the average individual do not know about, and sometimes including you can get home loans through them, business loans through them, and all types of other programs that is available to the public, but they don't know about it because, like you told me, they don't have the budget to promote it. So it's like a one-on-one thing, special events and stuff like that. Or like a person like myself, I'm able to get the word out and promote it. Well, that's one reason why they like to work with me, so I promote it. And also, I got VA disability. I got 3 interviews there with the regional office. Now I found something out too, is that the initial disability claims usually is handled at the regional office, and the regional office right there in New Orleans. And they've told me, say, Greg, if you get a complaint that is really kind of stuck, I guess you would say, give us a call and we'll see what we can do to speed things along. Well, that's one thing I never knew. So that's all the initial claims are held through the regional office here, So that and other programs as well with employees and employees as well. I'm trying to get involved with Senator, Congressman
Higgins?
Higgins, Clay Higgins, yeah. I've got some people that I want to see if I can get in touch with him, and I would like to do something with the governor, also Senator Cassidy, as well as Kennedy, just see what they want to do to help the VA veterans here in the state of Louisiana. That's what my goal is, to see if I can get in touch with them, and see if I can make a difference.
Well, from what I see, you are making a difference. Just having the information. I mean, information is precious. If you don't, without it, you're lost. It's just like they used to have those law programs where they would educate folks on the law, and a lot of people were being able to at least not get abused by the system. And it's the same thing with the information that you have. There's a lot out there that folks don't know about, and we need to know about it, especially if you went out and you served your country. Because that's hard. You are a veteran. I'm a veteran. It's not easy. You make a big sacrifice. We were fortunate that we came back in one piece.
Yes.
But a lot of our brothers, didn't come back.
Yes. One thing I've learned, which I was not aware of, that there are 2 different VA programs. You have the federal program and you have the state program, and which that kind of caught me off guard as well. And right now, Louisiana is trying to do something with the transfer of military status or military role that they played in the military. Say like they drove heavy duty trucks, They want to try to just transfer it to a CDL here in Louisiana without even taking the test. They're trying to get that passed through. So there's things that's happening, and we just need to find out about them and get to the right people. And sometimes, I'm sorry to say, that takes a little time and effort. But most of the time, though, we are lost. But if that's something that can be done, if we can transfer, our credentials from military to civilian life, that in itself would help out a lot. I'll tell you what, though, I think the National Guard, when it comes to, for instance, like for tuition, members are exempt from tuition to pay any state-funded college.
Just the Louisiana National
Guard. National Guard, tuition. So that's a program. So, anything that you think of, please, contact me or even contact the VA, at least with the Veteran Affairs local office here in the Lafayette area, right, which is, I think it's still on Pinhook over there. But there are people all over the state that's in the same position, so take advantage of it.
That's a lot of good information. As I stated, if you're interested, just Just give us a call at 337-534-0036. Or if you have some information that you would like to share on the air, please do so, because, even though we have this young man who's doing all this research, there are some things that still may be out there that we aren't aware of. So it's so complex that, we need everybody. One, two, three, four heads better than one head trying to put everything together. I've noticed you.
I know.
Get other information, so just do it.
Yeah, well, the thing is that a little bit of other information is that, like with the Military Family Fund, or assistance fund. So that's something that if you touch base with them, it was established in 2005 to help members of the Louisiana National Guard and the Louisiana Military Reserves and their families. Okay, when financial hardships comes, when they encounter when they have to be placed on active duty, so that's something there that can be tapped into, that the family can tap into, maybe could help while he is away, or she's away for that matter. So there's a lot of information out there, and the only thing I can tell people is that I've always made the statement, and I usually take it from the Bible, and that is, my people perish because of lack of knowledge. And I can see myself in my younger years, and a lot of mistakes I did, or make rather, was because of lack of knowledge. But of course, after X number of years with the School of Hard Knocks and going to school and everything else, I've gotten a little bit more wisdom, a little bit wiser, Doesn't necessarily mean I'll make the right decisions all the time, but the thing is, though, is that you need information, you need knowledge. And
I agree.
The young people today, we are finding that, they think it's a give me attitude, mindset. We deserve it. Well, that just don't work anymore.
And you said something that just triggered a thought. By saying that, you want people to come to you, and if you are an individual who seeks something, when folks want to come to you, the information is there, but you have to go. You can't sit at home and say, "Well, I'm gonna get a call from Greg or the veteran and say, look, we got this for you." You have to go. I guess it goes with an analogy. You could lead a horse to water, but you can't make him drink. So we have to be able to.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that I do know, since my wife, she's a retired teacher of 38 years, and we've gone through the system. And my oldest daughter now, she's a teacher, and she sees the changes and what they have to confront. In fact, we were talking about it this morning. But anyway, I don't want to change the subject too much, but it's just the idea is that the attitude of a lot of children, they're not really interested. So learning from their elders, I guess you can say. But for people who've been in the military like we have, I've come back with a new perspective on life, believe me. Because no matter what they say, with all the problems that America has, this is the best country in the world. And I had the pleasure of visiting about 9 or 10 different countries. And on a local level, you'd just be surprised at how people look towards America. And here we are, people are just throwing America away. Just give me attitude. We deserve it. I'm sorry, but veterans have paid a dear price through blood, sweat, and tears. And I'm not saying everything is perfect, but we've come a long way.
I agree. Anything else you need to?
No, I think that's about covered. What I want to let people know that for those veterans who are looking maybe to be retiring pretty soon, check with them Social Security office. If you went into the military prior to 2001, check in with them. You might be eligible.
Time frame is what again?
Right, between 1957 to 2001. It's more or less, I would say, really leaning towards those who joined the military in the 80s, late 80s, or the 90s, up to 2001. Because
the rest of the folks may not even be around.
That's right. Yeah. So basically, I just want to wish the audience a blessed day, and you guys take it easy out there. And if I can help, my number is 315-3259. Of course, my website is veteranscorner.vet.
Okay, we'll try to Greg for the second. We'll schedule him on the second Friday of the month. That way, you'll know when he's coming on.